Dear students, in our previous classes, we have learned a chapter called Indian Economy Primary Sector. Under this topic, we have just completed institutional and technological reforms which have been undertaken by the government to promote Indian agriculture. With this background, let us move on to a new heading in the same topic. What we have as other measures to improve infrastructural facilities. See, when I say other measures, just observe these pics. You'll come to know a clear idea what exactly it is. See, here we have about various nationalized banks, regional rural banks, NABARD. These are nothing but the banks which have been established to provide credit or finance. Whereas this ICR, that is, it promotes the research. We are going to discuss about Indian Council of Agricultural Research detailedly later. Whereas this one, warehousing facilities, provide provision of storage, and this promotes marketing. And this one is nothing but storage again, cold storage and such others. Let us discuss these measures in detail. Come to the next heading, what we have as setting up of agricultural research centers and institutes. The Ministry of Agriculture has introduced many research centers and institutes, both under private and public sector. That is, government also has taken initiative, private sector also has taken initiative in order to promote agricultural research. And these institutes have been established in order to evolve a new technology in agriculture and other allied fields. When I say allied fields, agro related activities such as clear cattle rearing, beekeeping, poultry farming, fisheries, and so on. So, agriculture related activities. In order to promote these activities, many institutes have been established. Worth mentionable are one, ICAR, that is Indian Council of Agricultural Research; two, ICHR, Indian Council of Horticultural Research; C, DARE, DARE, observe the full form, DARE, DARE, Department of Agricultural Research and Education. Like this, there are so many such research institutes which have been established in the country in order to promote agricultural research in India. Come to point 2, provision and expansion of rural credit. That is, in order to provide financial assistance to farmers in the rural areas, government has taken many initiatives. Worth mentionable, we have A, establishment of cooperative credit societies. Actually, we call them as cooperative banks. These cooperative banks have three tier system. When I say TIER, tier levels, three levels are there. It include one, PACS, DCCBs as well as SCBs. What are they? Primary Agricultural Credit Cooperative Societies. DCCB stands for District Credit Cooperative Banks. SCB stands for State Cooperative Banks. Actually, these PACS, they are found at the village level. DCCBs, they are found at the district level. SCBs, they are found at the state level. These SCBs are also called as apex banks. See, every state has its own apex bank. Likewise, even in Karnataka also we have State Cooperative Bank of Karnataka, which is referred as apex bank in our state. These cooperative societies, they provide credit facilities to the farmers for a short term. That means they provide short term loans. In order to provide long term loans, the government of India has established LDBs, stands for Land Development Banks. Observe, Land Development Banks. So, in order to provide long term finance to farmers, land development banks were established. To begin with, it was pure Land Mortgage Bank in 1990. Initially, these LDBs were called as LMB, that is Land Mortgage Banks. But later, these banks have become Agricultural and Rural Development Banks. At the state level, they are referred as SCARDBs, stands for State Cooperative Agriculture and Rural Development Bank. I repeat, State Cooperative Agriculture and Rural Development Banks. Kindly focus on the full form of these SCARDBs. PACS, DCCBs and SCBs. Then we have the next point, nationalization of commercial banks. Now a question arises, what exactly the term nationalization mean? Remember, the term nationalization means conversion of ownership and control of the banks from private ownership to government authorities. Simple. All those banks which have been owned by the private sector, now under the name of nationalization, the ownership has been changed, shifted from private sector to public sector. It's nothing but government undertakes those banks. Worth mentionable date in this nationalization, in 1955 July, the government of India established Imperial Bank of India. Clear? This was later renamed with the name as SBI, that is State Bank of India. In India, nationalization of commercial banks was done in two phases. First phase 1969, where 14 banks were nationalized. Second phase 1980, 6 banks were nationalized. So, in two different phases, commercial banks have been nationalized. These banks, starting from those days, 1969, almost 5 decades ago, these 14 banks were nationalized. Clear? Almost about 4 decades ago, 6 more banks were nationalized. These nationalized banks, they are working in both urban as well as rural areas for the promotion of different sectors. See, our focus is mainly on agriculture and rural development, and these nationalized banks also give loans or credit facilities to the farmers at low rate of interest. Let us move on to next point. Establishment of RRBs, that is regional rural banks. I repeat, observe, regional rural banks. In 1975, the government of India passed an act called as Regional Rural Banks Act. RRB Act stands for Regional Rural Banks Act. According to this act, the government established 5 regional rural banks initially. In the sense that in the beginning, when this act was passed in 1975, according to the Act of Parliament passed in 1975, 5 regional rural banks were established in the beginning initially. Later, their number increased to 196 in 1990. See, in a gap of clear 1975 to 1990, in this period, the number increased from 5 to 196. That means there was a tremendous growth in RRBs. And the number of branches of RRBs also have increased from 17 to 14,452, clear, between 1975 to 2001. That means what we are mentioning now, 17 to 14,452, these are branches. The banks, clear, started spreading in different parts of in rural areas with different branches, and their number increased. And about 90% of their loans are given to weaker sectors of rural areas. Let us move on to the next point. What we have, establishment of NABARD. This is very, very important to know. Remember, many a times for 2 marks you may expect this question. Clear? When was NABARD established? Or give the abbreviation, the full form, expanded form of NABARD. Just focus on these terms carefully. National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. Both these terms, letters NA stands for National. B, Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. So the full form should be registered. So this National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development was established in July 1982. It is an apex bank. When I say apex, it is a supreme bank, clear, which coordinates a rural credit. In the sense that all those banks which provide rural credit or loans for agriculture sector, they will be under the coordination of NABARD. RBI has handed over its agriculture finance activities to NABARD. See, till 1982, till the establishment of NABARD, agricultural credit was looked after by RBI. But after the establishment of NABARD, RBI has given the responsibility of agricultural finance to NABARD. And NABARD provides refinance facilities to cooperative banks like SCBs, SCARDBs. Already we have discussed this under cooperative sectors, recollect. And it provides loans at low rate of interest for agriculture and allied activities. Remember, these cooperative banks, land development banks, regional rural banks, they completely come under the control of NABARD. NABARD provide funds to these banks, and these banks in turn provide loans to agriculture and clear allied activities. Let us move on to the next point, what we have as introduction of microfinance schemes. When I say microfinance, small finance. In India, these schemes have emerged as a major avenues for bringing poor people within the purview of institutional finance. When I say institutional finance, those credit facilities which are provided by the bank. See, the main goal or the major goal clear of this microfinance scheme is that poor people or the farmers to bring them under the control of under the control of micro finance schemes under the control of institutional finance. However, the NABARD has been playing a key role in refinancing microcredit in the sense that NABARD provides credit facilities required in order to provide finance through these microfinance schemes. Clear? And it provides micro credit to various banks, especially the NGOs. Clear? Then to SHGs. SHG stands for self-help groups. Since 2011, the Ministry of Rural Development, or let us say Department of Rural Development, Government of India, here GOI stands for Government of India, has launched NRLM, that is National Rural Livelihood Mission. I repeat, National Rural Livelihood Mission. So at present, this SHG schemes are guided by National Rural Livelihood Mission in the sense that complete SHGs which are found in the rural sector, they have been under the what you call supervision of NRLM, Government of India. Then let us move on to the next. Godowns and storage facilities. Remember, storage is very important requirement for the farmers. Agricultural success or the success of agriculture completely depends on proper prices for their produce and proper storage. But under the problems we have already discussed, most of the farmers in India, they are not able to get scientific storage. As a result, their grains will be destroyed by rats, rodents, moisture content, etc. So in order to overcome that, the government has provided warehousing facilities through proper godowns and storage facilities. Clear? They are needed actually to enhance the bargaining power of both small and marginal farmers and to save them from distress sale. The word distress sale refers to forced sale. See what happens many a times at the time of harvesting. Clear? By chance, if the prices are low, the farmers cannot wait till the price increase. They are forced to sell. Why? One first reason, they don't have scientific storage. Second reason, they need immediate finance. So what happens here is that the government has established central warehousing corporations, clear, both at the state level and the district level. Farmers can store their grains or agricultural produce in the CWC, and so that they'll get the warehousing receipt. So that warehousing receipt they can show as a proof, as a security to various banks, commercial banks and cooperative banks, and get the loan facilities based on that. And once when the prices increase, then they can dispose those stored grains and get good price as well. However, on the security, observe the same statement. On the security of goods kept in the godowns, farmers can get the credit. That's what I told you. Warehousing receipt is security. They can show that warehousing receipt as a security to the banks, commercial and cooperative, and get loans. During plan periods, that is from 1951 till date you take 2020, the government of India has taken some positive steps to provide warehousing based on the recommendations of All India Rural Credit Survey Committee. Observe this, AIR, that is All India Rural Credit Survey Committee, 1954. The government of India has set up, observe here, there's an error, it should be has, has set up CWC, that is Central Warehousing Corporation, in 1957, and FCI, Food Corporation of India, in 1965. I repeat, on the basis of the recommendation given by All India Rural Credit Survey Committee in 1954, here the committee has submitted the report to the government. On the recommendations of the committee, government has set up CWC, Central Warehousing Corporation, 1957, and Food Corporation of India in 1965. Let us move on to next. Improvement in marketing infrastructure. See, marketing plays a key role in the success of agriculture. That's an incentive to the farmers. Clear? Now let us discuss what are those incentives provided in detail. First one, we have cooperative marketing. I repeat, cooperative marketing. The government of India has taken many initiatives to start cooperative marketing. So in order to enable the farmers to get fair price, that is right price for their produce, clear, if farmers form cooperatives, that is a particular crop growers, they make their own what you call association or cooperative. For example, in Karnataka, we have Karnataka Coffee Board, Karnataka Tea Board, same way vegetable growers, flower growers, like this, they have their own cooperatives. So through these cooperatives, they try to dispose their what you call produce, agriculture produce, and they will be less prone to exploitation and malpractices, in the sense that they'll be totally free from middlemen or brokers, and they can directly sell their products to consumers, in the sense that here through cooperatives the farmers or producers will be in direct contact with the consumers. There are no clear middlemen. Normally these middlemen, commission agents, brokers, they'll be there between producers and consumers, and they try to make what you call profits. But now, as there is total absence of middlemen, the consumers are directly in contact with the farmers, and they can get sufficient what you call price or right price there for their produce. So let us move on to the next point, that is organization of regulated markets. Observe this, regulated markets. The government of India has also undertaken some steps to organize regulated markets in India. They aim at providing the farmers, protecting the farmers from the clutches of middlemen. See, in between the consumers and the farmers, if long chain of middlemen are there, these middlemen will make the profits. So in order to protect the farmers from the middlemen, clear, the government has established or initiated regulated markets. For the management of these markets, the government has set up different committees, and these committees, regulated marketing committees, will have the representatives of state governments, local institutions. When I say local institutions, city corporation members, or let us say town municipal corporation members, same way traders representatives, brokers representatives, farmers representatives. When all the sections they have their own representatives, they will try to safeguard the interest of their groups. And these regulated markets, they issue trade license, they fix marketing charges, they ensure proper standard weights and measures, they make arrangements for providing reliable marketing information. Please focus on these functions of regulated marketing committees. You may expect this question for 2 marks. 100% you can expect. Please focus. Issue trade license, fix marketing charges, ensure standard weights and measures, make proper arrangements for providing reliable market information. So focus on the functions of regulated markets. Come to point C, that is establishment of specific organizations to boost domestic and export market. And such specific organizations we have as follows: 1. Coffee Board, Tea Board, Spice Board, Jute Corporation, Cotton Corporation, Horticulture Board, and NAFED, and so on. Thank you.